tag team match with Tarzan Goto versus Sabu and his 65-year-old uncle, the Sheik, goes terribly wrong.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times wrestlers actually got hurt.
Do you think there was ever a match where you think you went too far?
Well, I can name a few of them.
For this list, we'll be ranking the moments where professional wrestling stopped being choreographed and started getting real. We'll be including both accidental instances of injury as well as intentional moments of violence, so strap in because it's gonna be a wild ride. Number 10, Ring of Fire.
Wow, that's taking things outside of your own hands and trusting the environment someone else has created for you.
The average wrestling fan could certainly be forgiven for not being familiar with frontier martial arts wrestling, aka FMW. However, a recent episode of Dark Side of the Ring exposed Onita's FMW to a new audience, while simultaneously evoking a lot of memories for the die-hard wrestling faithful. This match was one of FMW's most infamous, a death match featuring a ring set ablaze, with seemingly no backup plan in case the worst should happen.
There's a FMW logo in the middle, it melted in our hand.
Well, the worst did happen, with FMW founder Atsushi Onita and hardcore legend Sabu suffering severe burns while trying to fight in and around the area that was basically one giant ring of fire.
大変なことになりました。
Number 9, Warning Shot. The aim of an average pro wrestling match is to give the audience a show, tell a story, and do so as safely as possible. We use the word average because Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman aren't your average competitors, and their match at the Royal Rumble 2018 featured one memorable bit of reality. Things first went off script when Strowman hit Lesnar with an errant knee. It was accidental, of course, but Brock didn't take kindly to it and decided to respond. That response was a quick jab to Braun and a reply to "slow the F down." Backstage reports assure us that both men delivered quick apologies after the fact, but we definitely wouldn't want to take such hits from either man. Number 8, Cash gets caught. Turnbuckle spots are an everyday part of the professional wrestling experience. Competitors dive off them, fall off them, and use them to inflict damage to their opponents. Unfortunately, they've also served as places where unintentional injury can occur, such as our next entry involving AEW's Cash Wheeler. Cash was competing in a tag team match alongside his partner Dax Harwood when a fall from the turnbuckle went horribly wrong. Wheeler got caught on the way down and severely injured his forearm, rendering him unable to finish the match. Thankfully, Wheeler is back in the ring now, but this was still one very scary spot. Number 7, Powerbomb Botch. The term botch is used to describe a mistake in the wrestling business, an in-ring gaffe that's not supposed to happen. Sometimes these can be innocuous, and we the audience never notice a thing. Other times there are big long-term consequences, such as the 2002 SmackDown match where Brock Lesnar accidentally broke the neck of hardcore Bob Holly. Although the rumor for years was that Holly sandbagged Lesnar, intentionally dropping his weight to make lifting up harder and more awkward, recent interviews with Bob have set the record straight. Holly claims that he just couldn't reach up to grab Lesnar's neck for proper execution, and they ended up coming down at the wrong angle, resulting in the cringe-inducing footage you see today. Number 6, a McMahon through the looking glass. A lot of pre-production work goes into a huge pro wrestling pay-per-view, with many working parts coming together to bring you the final show. Unfortunately, sometimes important details can be missed, such as not replacing a trick panel with sugar glass as opposed to real glass. This is what happened during a match between Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle at the 2001 King of the Ring. The spot demanded for Shane to be tossed through by Angle, but the glass simply refused to break. This caused McMahon to take some sickeningly real bumps on top of his head and neck before the glass finally broke. Of course, this didn't make things any better for Angle or McMahon because, it was real glass. Number 5, too many headbutts. Japan can be a haven for die-hard fans of professional wrestling, a place for some of the greatest matches of all time. Unfortunately, the strong style culture employed by many Japanese wrestlers can sometimes come back to haunt them. Case in point, Katsuyori Shibata, who made it a point to deliver headbutts as part of his moveset. Unfortunately, Shibata went to the well one too many times during an IWGP Heavyweight title match with Kazuchika Okada in 2017. His headbutt went over fine in the ring, but Shibata collapsed backstage afterwards, with official word being a subdural hematoma. Many figured his career was over, although Shibata did wrestle a brief match with Zack Sabre Jr. at New Japan's G1 Climax in October 2021. Number 4. Ladder spot gone wrong. The ladder match by design can be super dangerous. However, usually what we see in the ring is the result of hours of planning and rehearsal. You can't plan for everything though, and Joey Mercury found this out the hard way. A seesaw spot from WWE Armageddon 2006 involving the ladder went pear-shaped when Mercury took the tools square in the face. Mercury was justifiably pulled from the match after the end result of a shattered nose and orbital bone, while the image of the immediate aftermath is one that fans will never forget. Number 3. Torn quads. Picture it, you're Triple H, and you're heading to work a tag match for May 21st, 2001's episode of WWE Monday Night Raw. You move to break up a hold placed on your partner, and something goes horribly wrong. The wrestler formerly known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley suffered a severe quad tear during the match, derailing his career and requiring months of rehabilitation. What's even crazier is that Trips finished the match and even had the guts to take Chris Jericho's Walls of Jericho, a move that directly affects the quadriceps. Triple H, we salute ya. Number 2. Foley's fall. The legacy of this epic incident from King of the Ring 1998 is such that you don't even have to be a wrestling fan to know what we're discussing. It's been memed and discussed to death, but if you've never seen it, go and search Mick Foley's harrowing fall from the top of the Hell in a Cell. Actually, search for both of them, because this entry boasts the sizzle and the stake. The first, when The Undertaker tosses Foley off the cage onto a desk below, looks terrible, because it was. However, it's the second fall, when Taker throws Foley through the cage into the ring, that Foley said hurt the most. As if the tooth sticking out of his nose didn't tell the entire story. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Don't tase me, bro. New Jack may be gone, but his legacy as the hottest of the hardcore remains secure. Want proof? Well, take his feud with Vic Grimes, for example. First, there was the infamous Danbury fall from ECW's Living Dangerously, where a hesitant Grimes resulted in a drop spot, causing life-threatening injuries to both men.
That's one of Jack's rules. Don't say you're going to do something and get up there and chicken out.
That's nothing compared to the time both men wrestled again in XPW, and New Jack went into business for himself. How, you may ask? Well, from a very real taser and a very deliberate toss of an incredibly high scaffolding.
Bombs away!
Thankfully, Grimes hit the ropes and bounced back into the ring. Otherwise, this would have been a very different sort of end to our list.
I told him, I said, now we even, you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.